welcome back to my channel. This is the Love Project, and as I mentioned, we will be doing our accountability series. This is officially week one. Last week we did the intro, just kind of giving you guys what it was we will be talking about, and now we are here at week one, and I have my husband here. Marcus DeShields. Mr. DeShields, how you doing?
How y'all doing? I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Thank you for having me on your channel.
You're welcome. You can come over anytime.
Mm.
So, he will be joining me today. And before we get started, we have a good topic for you. We have good things we want to discuss. But before we get started, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Ring that bell, ding, 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 and join the channel because you want to get the notifications for when we drop the other segments.
Segments of the series.
Yeah, so make sure that you are on board, that you are part of the community, the Love Project, and that you subscribe and share with your friends. It's gonna be some good stuff. You ready, Ray?
I'm ready.
All right, so
Let's go.
we're gonna jump on into it. Today, the first part of our accountability series is we are helping you all hold yourself accountable for who you are, what you desire, what you want, and your own happiness.
Ooh.
So,
Do you really want it?
do you really want it? Do you even know what you want?
Mm.
Are you relying on other people to make you happy?
Yeah.
Should not be so. So, yeah, we're going to step on your toes a little bit, but that's all right because, again, that's the reason why we're here. That's the reason why we're discussing this topic, and it's so important to just have yourself ready and prepared before going into marriage because, again, people leave marriages all the time because they say they're not happy. They claim they want something different and they've changed, the person changed, so on and so forth. So if you put these things into action, these key points, this will help you not depend solely on your partner to be your source of quote unquote happiness. All right. So we have 4 different things we would like to walk through to help you through this process. And this is for singles, right? This is for singles. You are single until you're married. So if you're in a committed relationship, even if you're engaged, you're still single. All right? So this will be kind of to give a male and female point of view of just working on self, right?
Absolutely.
All right. All right. So number 1 is creating healthy habits. This is so important. This is a big part of that piece of figuring out who you are, right? So you create healthy habits so that you can bring those things into your marriage, into your relationships, into all relationships, really, because it can be on your job, it can be meeting new friends. All of this is necessary, and these should be core habits of who you are. When people speak of you, the things that people know about you should be these habits because it's habitual. It's a lifestyle for you, pretty much.
Yeah, you need those things to just, when you're not working and you're not doing certain things to rely on, to, focus your mind and time on.
Yeah, and it'll help you not find your identity in your job title and who people say you are. This will be, again, just those core values. So some of the things, creative, healthy habits that you can have is if you're on this channel, I'm believing that you're a believer. So prayer is important. It should be number 1. And if you're not a believer, I suggest that you again pray and desire godly wisdom, desire to be saved, desire to know what the walk is to even be a believer.
Yes, definitely. In order to love somebody, and I tell people this all the time, I didn't really know what love was until I really got in touch with Christ. So it helped me really know what unconditional love is, not based on any things that a person can give me, body wise or anything like that. Like what I need to really do to love them and to love myself.
That's good, babe. That's good. Yeah. Yeah, so definitely. So that again includes praying, reading the word, working out. If we want to be just more practical, going to church, whatever it is that you do that is your habit, your lifestyle, you want to have these healthy ones in place now so that those things remain after you get married.
What were you doing when you was single?
When I was single, I was doing all the things I'm talking about, except the working out part. I ain't even gonna lie. I didn't work out. And that's the reason why I ain't working out now. Because I ain't already have it in place. So
Hey, no, we're not doing that. I was working out.
Why you not working out now?
You know, things make it a little tough.
Exactly. That's the point of number one. Things get tough when you're married, and even the Bible speak about this, like doing things while you're single, seeking God while you're single, because once you get married, you then have to focus on things of the world, your family, your relationship, your spouse, your children. And so even God understand that you just don't have the type of time that you once had when you were single. So again, it is so critical to have these things in place now so that you carry these into your marriage and not expecting to start these things in your marriage. Being with a person who pray, it'll help you pray, but if that's not something you want to do, nothing you desire, nothing you have a habit of doing, then you're gonna be tugging along with them.
Yeah.
You should be already praying.
Yeah. You feel it's more forced. And you know, I always tell people, you want to build a relationship, and in this case, we're saying a relationship with God for yourself. Because when you build that relationship with yourself, it's not based on the person that you're pursuing or the person that's pursuing you. It's truly something that you and God have. And so when He speaks to you, you know you can hear Him clearly. You know that He's talking about you, not when somebody else telling you to do this, do that, and you all confused about what to do because you're not for sure if they just telling you to do it for them or they generally telling you to do it for your best intentions.
Yeah, and so having these healthy habits keep you grounded. It keeps you grounded. It causes you to not get so caught up in love. Again, when you are with somebody, especially in marriage, you take on their habits, you take on the things that they do, and in a lot of cases that could be good things. So it's, again, man and woman should be doing this because you both want to bring in healthy habits where you can kind of balance each other out. Hopefully I can get on my husband's workout regimen and I'm going to be good, right? And then, I'm showing some regimens that I have that will be helpful for you.
The spa. Should be taking me to
self-care. Self-care is something that's big for me, and I take it very serious. It's important, and I always make time for it. So again, that's something that he didn't do, but now that he does, I actually enjoy. So it's necessary. Again, having those healthy habits. All right. Number two is building financial stability. My goodness, this one is very, very important. Even women, men, you should definitely be building financial stability. And let me say this. I'm gonna say this is why it's very important for men. Two scenarios. One is personal to myself, and one is a girlfriend that I know. And basically, when me and Marcus was dating, when we first started dating, he didn't own his house. He had a roommate, and they were renting. When Marcus bought his house, it done something for me. I already had my house, so I didn't need his house per se, but it showed me that he was serious about you want to get married, you want to have a family, there are steps necessary financially to do so. So when he brought a house, it was like, okay, he's serious that marriage is next for him because he's making a stride to be prepared for a wife, to be prepared for a family, right? He's already laying the foundation of providing a home and provision for his family, right? So that rung my bell, it said something to me. And then I had a girlfriend. This guy had been liking her for a while, and nice guy. He had a lot of different things going on for himself. And now this is more on the superficial side, but it is what it is. So she said basically she wasn't paying him no attention until he got his teeth fixed. And it is superficial, but the thing is, when people see you working on you, when people see you making strides for yourself, that's self-care, right? And that's important.
It is.
It's important because it's a way you carry yourself, especially if you have the means to do so, right? So that rung a bell. You hear me? So, in certain cases, certain things for different people. Now, these things have to be desired for you. It have to be desired for you, but you never know who's looking, who's watching, and kind of being like, okay, so they getting this together. I like that, right? So they can get somebody's attention. But the main reasons you want to create financial stability is because, when we say create financial stability, that includes buying a home, building a brand, starting a website, doing different streams of income, anything that is will put you in a better financial space, whether it's going to school, pursuing your degree, or pursuing a particular career. Even if you want to make a career change, please do it while you're single. You can't be going into marriage and you've been working at KFC all your life, now you want to go be an astronaut. How you think somebody is gonna be like, oh yeah, babe, go do your dream? No, sir. We ain't doing all that. If you were the astronaut when I met you, you ain't gonna be an astronaut now. Because nobody have that type of time in marriage to take those type of risks and to just, put it all on the line for something you wasn't even really trying to do before anyway. So, yeah, get your finances together. And this is also necessary because what it does, particularly for women, it will keep you from marrying the wrong person. They got some men that's like bummy, but if they bummy, you shouldn't be entertaining them anyway. But as a woman, you don't want to need a financial savior. You don't want to have to marry somebody just because of a lifestyle or a situation that they can provide for you, or a situation you need to come out of. Now you're running into something just because they can provide means for you, and now you're stuck in this situation just because you didn't have your money together, or because you needed something. You needed a financial savior. So it'll help save you time to really be like, I want this person because this person make me happy. Absolutely. I'm not just looking for this man because he got money or these type of things, right? And it keep you from dumping financial weight on your partner. I think this has been one of the biggest blessings for me in our marriage, and I mentioned this to you, babe, on a few occasions about now that I have a tenant, right? I still have my property at home, and now having a tenant has provide financial coverage for my mortgage, my car note, and just those big old bills, right? That you would have been responsible for once we got married. So what's your thoughts on that? How do you view that?
So financial security is one of my biggest things. So my wife mentioned that I got a house, but I always had goals of getting a house. Now, the main thing is before that, before I met my wife, I was working on my credit. I didn't have a car. I didn't have a lot of things, but I suffered with those things to get to a certain level of financial freedom. So at first, I had lost my car. I rode the bus for, I want to say 3, 4 years, but during that time, I was paying off debt.
Mm.
I was getting these credit cards paid off. I was paying off a lot of stuff, and before I met my wife, I actually at one point I had my credit score up to 800.
Mm.
800 credit score. So the thing is, I always believe in financial security, and because it allows you, when you can set a mindset of what you are willing to deal with and not deal with from a person.
Mm-hmm.
You know whether or not you're gonna take on these debts, and you can see that thing where, if, in my case, a particular woman's coming, oh, she just wants this and this and this. It sets another level, a bar, that when a person is either pursuing, or you're pursuing a person, you look for that, and when a person is also, you're waiting for this person to pursue you, it's a different type of bar when you have financial stability versus when you're just like, oh, I just need this, I need that, or you're sharing bills and stuff in the midst of everything, and that sharing doesn't really make it, because sooner or later, if you keep on sharing bills, something happens to one or the other person, and you like, oh my God, I got all this. You still got debt that you got to deal with. So when you're financially able, you can do it on your own, and then when that person comes in, y'all can be a partnership.
Mm-hmm. And then you're operating from abundance.
Abundance.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's very important. We would definitely suggest that you all put yourself in a position to have financial stability, man or woman, and again bring over benefit to your marriage financially, not
hindrance.
That and it's another thing that is always the reason why people divorce. Money is really big, so this is the perfect opportunity to work on yourself, to see how you spend, how you save, whether or not you a cash person, a credit person, and how you manage your money and your finances now.
And don't be afraid to talk about it.
Yeah.
Ask questions.
Definitely. But that's the thing. Once you get your finances together, you gonna ask questions, because
Absolutely.
you don't want nobody to come in and mess that up. So that's a byproduct of getting your finances together. You're gonna ask all the right questions then.
Yeah.
I guarantee you. And number 3. So number 3 is make a list of what you desire in character. Keyword character. Pray over it and look over it often. Measure women or guys that you date up to it. All right. So number 3 again is very important, because now you're getting down to the nitty gritty of what you want in a spouse, what you're looking for, and saving yourself some time in the process.
And headaches.
True. Headaches. Yeah, because I'm happy to be out the field.
Me too.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough, but doing this step will make it so much easier. The word said, write the vision, make it plain, so that the person see it can take it and run. You the person that's seeing it, and you're gonna take it and run, right? So if you actually write down what you desire in your spouse in character, you no longer run after the type. Because type is usually based on what a person look like and what you're used to. I can honestly say, and I thought about this recently because I was talking to a friend of mine, and she's single, and she was asking me, how you knew Marcus was the one, right? And I was like, it's a few things that kind of made me come to the conclusion Marcus is it, right? It's a few things. But what I told her was, I said, the reason why I know that Marcus was it, because 1, he fit my prayer description. If I don't, that is without a face. what I have on my list is Marcus in full character, right? But also, Marcus is nothing like any guy I've ever dated. Ever. I can line them all up and they all have something in common, but Marcus have nothing in common with them. That lets me know that this is a God thing. Because everything else was what Erica liked, what Erica wanted, what Erica, how she was feeling at the time, right? But this is a God thing. This is what I've been praying for. This is what I've been believing for. This is God like, right? And there's a difference between good and God. And you'll hear that a lot on our page because
Absolutely.
it's a difference. I've dated some good guys. I'm sure he's dated some good women. But there is a huge difference between good and godly.
Yes.
So write your list, make it plain. And also this will help you to work on you, because when you go to write that list, you might find out some things about yourself. You might find out you're more superficial than you think. You might find out that you're more picky than you ought to be. You might find out that you got some stuff on the list that even you don't carry. You want this man to, or this woman to, read their word and have integrity and always be honest. But then you always lying.
Lying. Why you always lying?
So, as you write these things out, it causes you to be truthful with you and with God about what you really want. You praying over these characteristics. And you holding yourself, again, accountable to only entertain people that are suitable to what you've written out. Right?
Absolutely.
So not just entertaining anybody. If you got a list that says that this person must be saved, and in the first date or two you find out, oh yeah, I don't really believe in God like that.
Yeah. But he said, I'm into you, babe. I'm really into you. I ain't into God.
Yeah, but I'm into you. Yeah, so if you find that is clear, okay, not this person don't fit, big red flag. This person don't fit, and it's just on to the next, so it just help you narrow things down.
Yeah, definitely want to make a list and the character and really allow God to intervene sometimes, because for me, I had some crazy stuff. I had age restrictions. I had a lot of stuff, and
that's why I say character for people like you. What else you had on there?
I had body types and.
Did you? Don't put none of that stuff on your list. Don't put none of that stuff on your list. Only physical attributes I had, and it wasn't on my list. It was only in my mind. He had to be black. If you know me, you know. I needed a black. And I got that chocolate stuff. So, yeah, that was it. But aside from that, I did want him to have a beard, too. That was like, I don't like no clean face man. I don't. But, to each his own. But those were like the only two things. Like, I didn't have height and all of this stuff.
What she said when you first seen me?
Ooh, your beard is big. He said I kind of scared him. He thought that I was kind of actually turned off by it, but I was like, baby, look at that beard. Yeah, so make your list and make it based on character. Character is what's important, and also it just broaden things up, right? Because when you operate off character, you opening the pool. You're not restricted and looking for this particular person. You done made up the Build-A-Bear man or woman that you done made up in your mind. Or she gotta have green eyes. You know how many people got green eyes? She gotta have long hair. First of all, You be lucky if you find out what kind of hair she got. All these wigs that's going around today, but to each his own. I'm just saying, don't do yourself some justice.
Reminds me of the episode from Fresh Prince where he had a girl and they were trapped in the room.
And she started. Yep, you don't want those troubles. So make it our character, and hopefully you'll find you a nice woman or a nice man that have the characteristic you're looking for. And on top of that, you'll find physical attraction to them.
Now, I always tell people, you want to be attracted.
Yeah, physical attraction is important.
Yeah, it's important.
You don't want to
be just spiritual.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You're not going to entertain somebody you're not attracted to off the get-go to even find out if they have the characteristic. It's just that you don't want to be caught up in lust or caught up in infatuation because he fine or she fine,
you just
and then she have nothing.
They're a scammer.
Facts. I know a scammer too. So that's true. It can happen. Yes. I know a fine scammer. I know some fine women scammer, baby. They fine. They got that body. But watch your wallet.
Watch your wallet.
Yeah. So yeah, you don't want them problems.
Oh man.
All right, and last but not least, number 4 says to spend time figuring out what you like and don't like. This one is so important.
Oh,
be open to trying new things. Date yourself.
Man, babe, I used to have, when I was single, I used to have a Wednesday, I think it was like a Wednesday or a Tuesday. I used to go take myself to the movies all the time by myself for years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And people used to be like, oh, I would go on trips. People like, where you going? By yourself? By myself.
Me too.
Queen
solo traveler. I ain't mind going nowhere by myself. I done been to concerts by myself. I'm telling you, in the crowd, you would have never thought I was by myself because I danced and sung all night. I was walking around doing my thing like I had 10 people with me. Yeah. I done been to restaurants, of course, by myself. I done been, you name it. I done been in some of the craziest places that's like, you in this big old crowd of people like by yourself. But it never dawned on me because I enjoy being with me. And that's another thing. Be interested. Learn new things, right? This is so critical when you're looking to actually marry somebody, when you're looking to even find a mate, right? If you don't like being with you, what makes you think somebody else don't like being with you?
Yeah, if you making excuses why, oh my God, I'm just bored and I'm tired, and you think somebody else want to hear that all the time?
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Me either. So that is so important. It's so important. And then you have to be interested because that's how you create good conversation.
Yeah.
If you have nothing to talk about, if you have been nowhere, done nothing, or have any interest, then what you gonna talk about?
Yeah. What you been doing?
What you gonna talk about on the date? What you like to do?
Well, how was your day?
I don't really be doing that.
You know, what's the weather like?
Why you keep making that voice? Like you a man, so you don't have to make a man voice. If anything, it should be me saying, "What you?"
You know, I'm different.
Oh, you trying to talk about how they be talking when they be trying to be sexy?
Yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, be interested, right? Again, learn new things. This is necessary too to again open the pool. If you don't learn new things, if you only know what you know, don't know what you don't know what you know, don't know I forgot the way it goes, but basically it's things that you know. It's things you know that you don't know. It's things you don't know that you don't know. And it's things you know that you don't know, you know? Maybe. Something like that. You can look it up.
She said.
Yeah. But pretty much it's a lot of times, unless you are doing new things, learning new things, you don't realize that you didn't know. That is something very interesting. And one of the things I love about Marcus, because what I always say, babe,
So I always teach you something.
He always teach me something. And I always say, if you teach me something, I say, babe, I didn't know that. You taught me something new. Right? I love that. I love that he know all these random facts about any and everything. Sometimes I be like how? How did you learn that? Where did you get that from? But he loved learning new things. He loved trying new things. We still working on that part. But he loved learning new things. And then when he learned it, he shared with me. Yeah, so I appreciate that. And I am very versatile in thought. So it's not many topics that I can't discuss. And that is so critical to just communicating with people. When you go places and you meet new people, if you have a million things to discuss, you're gonna find at least one thing in common with almost anybody. Even if y'all don't have the same background, y'all not the same race, y'all don't believe in the same thing. I guarantee you, if you are a person of interest, if you are a person that learn new things, try new things, you'll have something to talk about with the most random person. And that is so necessary, because now we're talking about you trying to find a mate, right? So again, that open that pool. If you guys only like sports, how many women you know that like sports? So you gonna come to every day talking about the game? We don't want to hear that. Especially if that's not our cup of tea. We don't want to hear that. We're gonna be easily bored. Or you like to play the game and now you want to tell us how you be shooting all the zombies and stuff. I don't nobody want to hear all that.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it's something else we could talk about if you have other interests, and vice versa. Women, ain't no man want to talk about makeup and concealer and all that all day. You talk about that with your girlfriends. But you should have different interests where if he bring up the topic of stocks, you're like, oh, I was looking at this video that was showing blah, blah, blah. If he bring up about family dynamics and something, then you can just have something to talk about. Sometimes a person may tell a story, or you see something going on in the atmosphere and they remind you of a time you was in Kuwait and you had to whatever, and you can then share that story. People are amused. And
Kuwait, babe.
Maybe in the military, I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't think they have fond memories of Kuwait. But okay.
Yeah, that's true. I was thinking about hitting the floor. So I was thinking military. I know. I'm just saying anything can happen.
Yeah, PTSD, remember?
PTSD?
PTSD.
I hope not. Well, scratch Kuwait when you was in Costa Rica.
Costa Rica, that's good.
Yeah, when you was
they
in
got
Costa
military
Rica.
in Costa Rica.
Yeah, no military in Costa Rica. Good times, sunny skies, and beautiful waters. See, just like that. I know. Went back to Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So have interesting things to talk about. Have a life. Please take yourself out, and just figure out what you like and don't like.
Yeah, because the thing is, what you'll do when you single and you just explore, there's somebody out there that's doing the same thing. Y'all might have more in common than you know. But if you just sitting at home waiting for God to drop this man or this woman in your lap, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah. If you have something you're interested in, go and do those things. If you like art, go to the paint and sips. They have open ones. You could just go on your own time. Who knows? They might have a group or a party, and they might have a single submitter, man or woman. And now, not only are you meeting a person in an atmosphere that you're comfortable in, but you'll actually have interest.
You know what? Or you might, like you said, a group. Somebody might know somebody and can hook you up.
Mm-hmm. If you like sports, go to a sporting event. You don't have to bring nobody with you. Go by yourself, because you might be somebody else that's by themselves.
Absolutely.
And then, women, if you into sports, go to sport events, because the men's be there. They be there. And if they see you by yourself watching a game, they're going to be like, oh, she like this. Let me go see how she doing, But that's only if you like that. You don't got to be out in the spots you don't like, because, again, now you're going to be lying. And you got to act like you're team so-and-so when you really don't like them. Yeah. That's like me. I only love the Saints. But, when the Saint frame, ain't playing the Saints or whatever. You know, I get down with my homeboy. I get down. You know, I'm saying frame when I'm with him. But if you know, when it all goes down, it's Saints or nothing. You know, so no time to be lying and jiving. Either you're with your team or you're not. So yeah, only go where you're interested.
Absolutely.
You have anything to add?
No, that's be real. Keep it real. Be who you are.
Yeah.
Because if you fake it, then you have to keep on faking.
Yes.
So be who you are. I'm a unofficial nerd at heart, I guess, and I really like a lot of stuff. And you know, some people try to, you know, they don't like that. But I started learning that when people would dismiss me, that was a good thing because they wasn't for me.
Mm-hmm.
So God make room for somebody else. So sometimes when you get dismissed, don't take it hard.
Don't take
Somebody else is waiting.
Mm-hmm. And it's good because those are the very things that I love about you. Your nerdy ways, and you always finding something. I'm like, okay, but I like it, so it works out.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so I would add that I have like a lot of different, what would you call it? Like, you always call me an onion, right? Layers. I have layers, and I do. I have a lot of layers to me, but a lot of times people I would date, they couldn't handle the layers, so they will always want me to turn different parts of myself off, right? When I'm in their company, or I will feel the need to turn certain parts of myself off to, you know, deal with them, right? But I didn't feel that with you. I always loved that I was able to be the whole Erica with you. And so again, yeah, so when people dismiss you, your personality, your qualities, your quirks, no worries. They're just not the one.
Because when God does it, He prepares the person for the whole you, not some of you.
That's good, babe. I like that. Well, y'all, I don't know about y'all, but it's getting started. I hope y'all ready. This is only week 1. We got a lot more to go. This is our accountability series. Again, thank y'all for joining us at The Love Project.
Love Project.
So excited to have y'all. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
Babe.
Yes.
Can I do a shout out?
Yes, you can.
Yeah. So check us out also on Thoughts of a Married Christian. Like, comment, and subscribe there too. Thank you, babe.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining me.
I love it.
All right.
Well, I'll be back.
You'll be back. Yeah, we have another segment where you'll be back.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank y'all for joining us. Week 1 of the accountability series. Definitely come back for week 2. Dropping soon. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see y'all next time. Love ya.